Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, welcome to Hikmahbookshop.
Course.
You know, one second. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to Hikmahbookshop. You know, today we're going to do a disclosure video, let everyone know what we're about, because some people say, you know, what are these two on? You know, they're this, they're that, they haven't clarified their manhaj, their aqidah and stuff, you know. Alhamdulillah, we're going to clarify it, isn't it, you know, for the people that need clarification. But before I clarify, I want to say something like, our ummah is falling into disruption among the Ahlul Sunnah, and it's lack of husn al-dhan, you know. Sometimes there's things that can be, you know, looked at different ways, or things that are there's nothing happening. Why do we think negative of the person? Why don't we give him the husn al-dhan, the good thoughts first? You know, lack of husn al-dhan is what's hurting us all. We're always looking at each other's faults and we're no husn al-dhan, so we're always going to crumble. Maybe we haven't heard some of the hadiths from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The one who seeks other people's faults, Allah will seek out their faults in their home. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, mashallah, you know, Hikmahbookshop. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, me and Adnan, we follow the same understanding. Sometimes we have difference of opinion in fiqh issues, but we have the same understanding. We follow the Quran and the Sunnah with the We follow the Quran and the Sunnah with the understanding of the companions and the Salaf, with their understanding. We return to the scholars for our matters. We love the scholars. The scholars are the inheritors of the prophets, the scholars of Ahlul Sunnah. You know, we trying to stay there. We're not scholars, we are not big talib ilm. We're just trying. You know what I mean? We're trying. We're here for the youth. That's our main thing, the youth and young people and people that's just trying to get on deen. Like, you know, if you want to cuss us and make videos about us and do these things, it's up to you, brother or sister. Like, you know, may Allah save us from the hellfire and from backbiting. I urge everyone to read Surah Humazah with Tafsir Ibn Kathir, Surah Al-Humazah. وَيْلُلِّ كُلِّ هُمَزَةٍ لُمَزَةٍ. That's all I got to say about that. Another thing I will say is, you know, our main focus is bringing the youth back to the ilm, correct ilm, and connecting them to the scholars. When you disconnect people from the scholars, you know, it's not just one scholar or two scholars. There's loads of beautiful scholars upon Ahlul Sunnah with knowledge. So, you know, we love the scholars and we're connecting the people to scholars, trying to help people get basic ilm, you know, basic advice, get people halal jobs. You know, mashallah, we sent out a broadcast the other day and we've got over like 150 responses already in total. Alhamdulillah, we're going to try and help people. If you need a halal job, contact us or our email. And also, you know, the masjid we're connected to, also we help people get married with the masjid connection. You know, if you have walis and that, let your walis contact us. We have profiles of brothers, you can get references, and we're doing it properly. We're not going to do no mad thing, just profiles, walis, keeping it simple, trying to help the ummah. Allah says, if you help Allah, Allah will help you in Surah 47. So that's all we're trying to do. Jazakallah khairan.
Also, to add to that, the brother explained what we're about. Just a clarification on the people that go around saying things that are not true against people, especially ourselves, first and foremost. I would just like to say on my behalf personally that Hikmahbookshop, we're here for the youth to help them through any way possible that they're getting. So whether it's a young brother that's just through Shahada, it's been thrown out of his house, how do we aid him in this way? If there's been someone who has a problems with his mother, how do we help him to cope with that? How do we talk to him? How do we advise him how to be with that? Also, we try our hardest to direct them to the people of knowledge. So the people of knowledge around our area that are Talib al-Ilm, that have studied, in the correct ways. We try to push the youth to go and study with them and to appreciate them and have respect for them. So that's another thing that we do. We also really do honestly try hard to get the youth to get away from the streets on a Friday night. In South London, if anyone's aware, there is a lot of gang culture, and the gang culture is prevalent down here, very, very bad. If you don't know, then I don't know what world you're living in, but down here in South London, you could be stabbed for just being in a music video, not even doing anything else, just for being in a music video. Not saying you're a gang, nothing, just for being in a music video, you could lose your life today. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to take the youth away from this and bring them into the masajid where they can, be around Muslims and not feel threatened. So this is another thing that we aim to achieve. We also do trips with youngers because we believe that just keeping someone boxed in a certain area that their minds stay trapped as well. So you have to move the body as well as the soul. The soul doesn't just move, it's the body that has to move. It's like the man that killed 99 people. He wanted to make Tawbah, but he couldn't stay in the same place, he had to move. That's the only way for his Tawbah to be accepted. So some of these youngers, they come from certain estates and parts where none of them are going to pray because they think that the masajid's in an area where there's potential threats. So they wouldn't go to certain masajids that are upon the sunnah. And wallahu alam. So we try to be that little connection from where we are, Hikmahbookshop, where we are based, Brixton Hill. We try to be that connection for the youth so we can get them away from that. And that's really mainly what we do, try and get the youth away from gangs, away from smoking, away from linking gal, away from busting guns, stabbing people, being disrespectful to your parents, and all of these things here. And me personally, like I said, I'm only here for the youth, only here to help them and aid them in any way that I can. Whether it's even wearing a phobe, some people might not know the fitness that some kids are going through mentally, and that's a big fitna. A kid can come to a masajid, study all about Usul al-Thalatha, but then when he leaves, he's going to make 4 gal. So it's like, where do you break that connection with him? Does that make sense? Where do you strike home with him? Where do you make connection with him? He has a lot of testosterone. What do you do with him? We do wrestling as well. So for the youth that have a lot of energy and they want to, release it in a halal way. We do wrestling. We revive the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That many people that have lost this sunnah, that they don't do anymore. So there's many things, and we also do a dinner on a Friday where we feed the people. Anyone who's hungry, whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, we've eaten a lot of times with a lot of youngsters that are non-Muslims, that their Muslim friends have brought them to the masajid, and we've even introduced them and given them dawah and stuff like this. And this is mainly what we're about, nothing else. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the people that was involved in this, in the helping of this. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aid the people whose tongue is against us. Ameen.
Ameen.